Spy Troops. These are figures that you can buy mint on card, sealed, dirt cheap. You can get these for like 10 bucks or less for 2 G.I. Joe figures. The thing about these guys, they're like the predecessor to the modern style of figure. You had O-ring construction. Yes, these figures are built with O-ring construction. You can take them apart just like you can any regular O-ring figure. But the joints are a little bit different, and the figures have improved, more detailed sculpts. These came out around. There's got to be a date on here somewhere. These came out around 2003, 2002, 2003, somewhere in there. It's whenever Hasbro started releasing most of these figures on 2-packs. And the thing about Spy Troops is that you had a G.I. Joe figure versus a Cobra figure, and the G.I. Joe figure had the ability to be disguised as a Cobra, as an enemy. So this particular set is Crosshair and the Claws Commander. So very neat, but again, a little bit of an odd card. And you've got the die cut feature up here, but it is, get that turned around, 6 by 9, which means that this will fit inside of a Star Case 1. The only thing that I don't like about Star Cases versus the Zolo case that I showed in the previous video, or I'm not sure which one I'm going to upload first, so it may be the previous video or it may be the next video. But the Zolo case has support down here at the bottom of the case for the card. So this carded figure is a perfect fit for the Star Case 1, in which these were designed for Star Wars figures. And the Star Case 2 actually has a little bit more space in here. It's a little bit, it's more accommodating for figures that have a larger bubble. But these are perfect. These are a perfect fit. These 2003 pre-modern figures, I really like them. They were a lot more. They're a lot more durable than the older style O-ring figures, and people don't call these O-ring because they have some modern features with the joints and whatnot. Some of them even went as far as to have articulated wrists and ankles. There's some of them, like they did some weird stuff. It's almost like they were experimenting with this line in order to really line out exactly what they were going to do with the modern line that started around 2007. So, but lots of great figures. They come with a bunch of accessories. They're really cool looking. They have great sculpts, and people trash them for some reason. But I mean, you can get these guys super cheap. I just bumped my camera stand. So the reason I'm actually going to do 2 of these. This is a Night Force set for Spy Troops, and it comes with a Night Force version of the same figure that I just showed you, Crosshair, and a Night Force version of Nunchuck. 2 G.I. Joe figures instead of a G.I. Joe and a Cobra, and that's because it's a Night Force team set. So this card's a little rough. Most people have stored these cards in comic book boxes or wherever they could, get them out of the way. I ended up getting a bunch of these off a buddy of mine. I had a bunch already, but I got another lot of them off a buddy of mine who literally he couldn't sell them. He had them set up at different conventions and whatnot and could not sell them. For you collectors out there that don't just collect like 82 to 94, if you're like me and you love everything G.I. Joe, and if you're not buying these, you are missing out. Seriously. There's a lot of really cool stuff that came with the Spy Troops figures. There's vehicle sets. The same thing goes for the Valor versus Venom. Most of the Valor versus Venom sets are dirt cheap to be had, and it's 2 G.I. Joes per set. Now, Valor versus Venom started to get into some of the kind of weird stuff where they made vehicle drivers that had 5 points of articulation, or no, I'm sorry, not 5 points of articulation. They had like their hips were not articulated the same way, and they were not O-ring construction. They didn't have the swivel hips. I don't think that those were 5-point construction. I think that most of those had articulated elbows and shoulders, but they definitely were nowhere near as articulated as figures that were non-drivers. They didn't make very many of those. I don't think people wanted them. I don't like them. They're figures that I'll have if I have one of the boxed vehicles, but otherwise they're not something that I would seek out. But these guys, these Spy Troops figures, they have a great amount of articulation, and they're a lot more durable. You don't see broken thumbs with these guys, whereas like the older O-ring figures had the rigid plastic hands. These guys have a more soft and pliable plastic construction, so they have great playability for kids. You know, I've known several people that have bought up a bunch of these loose just to you know, for their kids to play with, because they're not going to break them, and they're so inexpensive. But Star Case 1 Spy Troops figures, it's a perfect fit because the card back is the exact same size as the original 6x9 card back, and you also have the Star Cases. ProTech Star Case does have a little bit of a flattening feature for just around the edges. It's going to capture the edges of the card, whereas the Zello case that I reviewed captures a good portion of the card. But you know, these, I think that these were originally made for Star Wars figures, but they're fantastic for keeping dents and dings from happening, because you have this nice lip that goes all the way around. You're not going to be banging up corners. You're not going to be banging up edges. I use these for all of these vintage and modern figures back behind me. The custom carded figures, yeah, I have those in Star Cases too. But you know, I use these on everything that I possibly can. They are inexpensive if you buy in bulk. I've been buying off of eBay. I'll buy like 25 to 50 of them at a time and get a pretty decent deal with free shipping. It comes out to be a few dollars cheaper than what it is to buy them off of the website that everybody uses for them. I think it's a Collecting Warehouse, I think, that sells these. But yeah, if you buy them on eBay, I'll post a link in the description to one of the eBay auctions. I mean, it won't be good forever, but you know, it'll give you guys some insight as to where I get my Star Cases and where you can get yours for a few bucks cheaper as well, if you want to buy in, you know, the 25 count. And I think there might be some 50 count, but I'm not 100% sure. But anyway, ProTech Star Case, great for these figures, great for these carded figures. These are a perfect fit. I love them. Guys, open up your minds a little bit and start buying into some of the different runs of G.I. Joe. These pre-modern figures really are, you know, they had some that were just kind of wonky looking, looked a little weird. I mean, you know, they had the real big broad shoulders, and they were almost cartoony with the construction on some of these guys. Some of them just look ridiculous, but others of them, one figure in particular that came out in the Valor versus Venom sets, I think, Bomb Strike. Everyone really likes Bomb Strike a lot. But yeah, check them out. Anyway, be sure to hit that subscribe button and check out one of the other featured videos that I have posted here for you. I'm not sure what it'll take you to, and I may post there may be a link somewhere in this video for one of my other channels. If you're into firearms, I like to shoot guns and take videos of that and talk about them a little bit. I haven't worked a whole lot with that channel lately, but I'm going to be getting back into it. Thanks for watching, guys. Yo, Joe.